I'm gonna start varying up my content, and the internet used to be really awesome, but people got discouraged because of factors I've talked till I'm blue in the face about. So I covered a lot of introductory stuff, and I'll just bring things up now and then if need be. So I guess I'll talk about just what I remember, and I know that nostalgia and rose-tinted glasses are a thing. Not necessarily a good thing. They feel warm and fuzzy, but they show our biases and are not always reliable. But it's kind of interesting. One thing I'm really fascinated by is how memory works, but you can't trust the people on TV or in the magazines that wear white lab coats and hold beakers and they look weird. And yeah, I think after being lied to all my life that the only people that you should consider are just normal people like yourself. And we're gonna have to bring back Webring. See, I'm just gonna keep beating dead horses, I suppose. But we can get back what was lost. There's not many of us, but we can find each other. We can. I think that we can sniff each other out. We get sniffed out by freaks. I don't know how they do it, but they sniff out normals somehow. And I don't know what exactly the tells are. Maybe they're like a video game AI robot that cheats. You know how video games just cheat at themselves? Well, the world is pretty weird. You have to open up your mind. You have to consider things that you have been programmed to never consider. It's just so weird. I don't know how to get into that. But maybe just being more casual, more spontaneous, and more loosened up, and just not hyper-focusing on any particular thing, but just being, I guess, just being interested in whatever I'm interested in and talking about it. If I find something, I'll show it to you. Let's make this multimedia. Another thing I've talked about is my technological and internet capabilities. My equipment is extremely basic. My laptop is not very all that great. It's served me well over the years, but it's very limited in what it can do. So there's that. My internet's so bad that I am very limited in what I can upload. But all I really need is my voice, text, and images. I don't need anything else. So there's hosting platforms for those. For just voice, there's Vocaroo. If you want to use a video service, you're gonna have to get some software that might not be good if it's cheap, but better than nothing. That's my mantra, better than nothing. And, I can just link to anything else. Oh, Pastebin for text. If I have some good text, I'll put it on Pastebin, and I'll try to remember to link it in the description. I'm gonna have so many text files, if I need to. So I got limitations, but I can still do what I need. I think people are intimidated by the standards. That's another one of my pet topics, the way people get this ridiculously, unrealistically high standard of production in their heads. They think that if they're not painting Renaissance art, their MS Paint scribbles are worthless and not worth sharing, and that's not always true. I've seen some MS Paint scribbles that really made me smile. They really brightened up my day, and they live on in my heart and mind. Or a problem with writing, like books, is that books are so bloated, and you can tell when the author is paid by the word with all the junk and filler. We should just be more accepting of short stories. And even like just go look at No Sleep and just see all of the painting the scenery and overdramatic talking, Like, we don't need that. That's filler. That's junk. If you just trim out all that overdramatic, emotional, woo stuff, you get something pretty concise. And I'm going to be pressing how important it is to be concise. Something that I keep remembering, because it's worth talking about. Video games are getting a lot of criticism lately, but something about PC gaming in particular gets criticism. I'm not a PC gamer, but this is stuff that I've read, so I'm going to repeat things I've heard or read. That video game developers are no longer optimizing stuff. Back when they were very limited, they would make everything optimized, really high quality, very low file space as much as they could. So they made the most out of what little they had. And today, they just have giant high-res textures that are gray and bland. They have a lot of uncompressed voice or something like that. They just have all this junk in them. PC gamers are complaining because these things are not optimized, they're not high quality the way past video games used to be, and instead of taking up like 500 megabytes, are taking up 10 gigabytes. Big problem with a lot of people sharing the content that they make is that they don't edit it. They just drop the raw onto the internet and wonder why people don't like it. It really does not take long to fix up your things. Editing audio, it goes very, very fast, and you can trim out minutes. Editing your art, if you gotta use like the levels tool, just people put these 5 megabyte gray blurs up on the internet, and what am I supposed to look at? It's 5 megabytes and it's garbage, and there's like this blurry figure on it or something. I don't know. You gotta like sharpen, levels tool, resize, you know? Just, if you want your content to be seen, you gotta clean it up. You gotta take a few more minutes to make it good. And that's all the effort you need. People think that they need Sony Vegas and a million copyrighted clips and a whole ton of music, and no, that's garbage. That's vanity. Just make your content and get it out there and say hello to other people and make a web ring. Just focus on the right thing, you know? End rant.